it just really dawned on me. It's the man that my mom was underage when she consumed me. Anyone who would have been older.
Rihanna was to Def Jam.
She was an innocent baby when she came over here. And look at her now.
14 going on 15 years old. Flown over without parental supervision.
And Jay was dating her. And at that time, if you look at Jay's age, he was about 30 years old. Isn't she still somewhat a child?
The internet is on fire right now, and at the center of it all are Beyonce and Jay-Z. People are asking one big question. Is Beyonce going to divorce Jay-Z? The signs seem to be pointing towards the affirmative.
And I still haven't heard anything in particular about Beyonce, but what I've heard about them as a couple is that they've been living separate lives for a very long time. So they together, but they living separate. And part of the reason why they're already living separate lives, and we may actually see one of the biggest divorces in Hollywood, is because Jay-Z is up next to be exposed.
Everything exploded after Jay-Z's name reportedly showed up in the newly released Epstein files. As soon as that news hit, social media went wild. Then things got even stranger. Rumors started spreading that Jay-Z quietly cleared his entire Instagram account. Very soon, people caught on.
So you guys know that the Epstein files has recently been released. And a lot of people in those Epstein files has actually been named. But there's certain names or a certain name that is not in those Epstein files. I wonder why that is. I think we all know why that is. But it just comes to my attention that Jay-Z took all of his, took his Instagram down. And they say that Beyonce lost over, it's in a double-digit millions within 24 hours because the names has been released in the Epstein files. I don't really know if it's true, but I did go to Jay-Z's Instagram and look, and everything, like, you can't really see anything.
And the timing is what really has people talking. Not long after the files were released, Beyonce reportedly lost 10 million followers. That's not just numbers on a screen. That's fans, merch sales, ticket buyers. For someone at her level, that kind of drop sends a loud message. Then came the unfollows. Tina Knowles, Beyonce's own mother, allegedly hit unfollow. Rihanna unfollowed. Kim Kardashian unfollowed. Even major brands like Apple Music and the NFL reportedly distanced themselves online. And that part is huge. Jay-Z has played a major role in helping select Super Bowl halftime performers through partnerships with the NFL and Apple Music. If those relationships are shifting, that could affect one of the biggest stages in music. But those are just the minor problems. The major problem is Jay-Z's alleged involvement with Epstein himself. One claim tied to the files involves an alleged incident from 1996. A woman whose name has been kept private reportedly said she was taken from her home and later found herself at Epstein's mansion. She claimed a movie producer was involved and that Jay-Z was present.
It's all a part of this Epstein file. Uncle Luke had Jay-Z on the couch and he had the girls off there freaking off while he was watching and everything. Jay couldn't take his eye off the girls.
These are serious accusations. Nothing has been proven in court, but the story spreading online has fueled even more backlash. Now, some critics are pulling Beyonce into it. They're asking what she knew, if anything.
I remember when Beyonce's mother said that, I guess Beyonce was feeling a certain kind of way, and we as adults and we as parents want to protect our kids no matter how old they get.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? So she was telling the people that by them coming after Jay-Z,
right,
that she was gonna
that opens the box to Beyonce.
Right, but she was saying how she'll do anything to protect her family. She gonna sue them, she gonna come after them and stuff like that.
Well, she unfollowed Jay.
You know what I'm saying? No, I don't know that.
Yeah, well, I'm letting you know. She unfollowed him and she was following him.
See, but a lot of people, they know the truth behind, but they can't come out and say anything. So they have to have this facade like this thing never really happened until we all find out and it hit us in the face. See, right now, they got all their people back there saying, yo, how do we stop this from coming out?
Right.
What do we do? What Yo, Obama.
trying to get in front of it.
Obama. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because Obama has used Jay and Beyonce
For a lot of things.
and not only in the politics part, but he has referenced them.
Others are defending her, saying she shouldn't be blamed for someone else's alleged actions. Still, the pressure is building. Jaguar Wright, who has been making claims about powerful people in the music industry for years, is being brought up again. Some people who once dismissed her are now saying maybe she was onto something. In the past, the Carters reportedly pushed back hard against her statements. They threatened to sue her and Piers Morgan for having her on the show. However, in a recent interview, she was asked about Jay-Z and the rumors surrounding his name being connected to the Epstein files. But instead of just talking about paperwork and headlines, she zoomed out. She went all the way back to the beginning of Jay-Z's alleged history of depravity.
So, Jag, with Jay-Z and his situation, as far as the early Jay-Z, you see him with Aaliyah Young, of course, goes to Dame Dash next. You see him with Foxy Brown. You see the maturation of Beyonce and him getting with Beyonce. You see Rihanna at a young age. Is it more so, and you were young as a singer, is it more so that, you know, when you're in this industry, men are going to most likely talk and date their peers? And it's just that technically all the new rising stars at that time
Are babies.
were just young women, just young kids.
Babies. Being ran around by grown men. Babies. I got offered my first record deal when I was 13 years old. I got offered another one when I was 15. I'm so grateful that my father said no. I ended up not signing a record deal until I was in my early 20s. And as young as that is, looking back now, at least I was a legal adult. Most of these girls, they get moved around and touched around very early on. And, you know, and the people that have control of everything are untouchable.
She said some parents seem more focused on the money and fame than on what might actually happen to their child. She said some are in denial, believing promises made by strangers in powerful positions. And of course, when you're talking about Jay-Z allegedly taking advantage of young women, you really have to revisit the rumors around him and Rihanna. There's an old video of Rihanna winning an award when she was still very young. In the clip, as she's thanking people, Jay-Z steps in and jokes that she should be thanking him. Some people see it as harmless, others think it looks uncomfortable.
Dad, I know I promised you I'm gonna give you my first Grammy. I have to fight for this one.
She said you want to thank everybody for her first Grammy.
Anyway, I'd like to thank Jay-Z for being a part of this record with me.
She like to thank Jigga Man for being the greatest in the world.
Good. Tricky.
Jaguar said power changes everything. She pointed out that when she was backstage in her own career, she was a grown woman, married and pregnant. Rihanna, she said, was still a kid.
Rihanna was to Def Jam.
She was an innocent baby when she came over here. And look
She
at
was
her now.
14 going on 15 years old. Flown over without parental supervision in a private plane by a man who was supposed to be a producer who auditioned her at 3 a.m. in the morning in a hotel room. Auditioning at 3 a.m. in the morning, a 14-year-old girl. She was flown to another country. She was taken to Def Jam headquarters. She was left in a conference room alone with Sean Carter for nearly 6 hours alone, with no parental supervision. Her father collected a $500,000 check. She has the fastest inked deal in Def Jam history.
The interviewer asked what would happen if Jay-Z suddenly left the country. Jaguar said he could. He's a quiet man, she explained. Whether he's here or not, there's always a machine working behind the scenes to protect powerful people. Could he possibly escape the same way Epstein is alleged to have?
He could do that.
He's a quiet man regardless, so it doesn't quite matter if he's here or not.
I mean, Jack, did he leave the country? Because that's what everybody's saying.
That's what everybody's saying, but you know what? Who knows? The truth is, he should be here this weekend. It's the Super Bowl. I mean,
Right.
Bad Bunny was his pick, and all that stuff is gonna happen. If he's not at the Super Bowl, that's gonna be quite telling. But it doesn't matter if he's here or if he's not. Right now, there's an entire machine that is working to try to find a way to salvage his image. You've got people like La Russell signing to Rock Nation. You've got, he's not a bad guy, and he's nothing like people say. Really? Like, we're not supposed to believe.
She also said the files describe him as someone chosen and elevated into power to influence the Black community in ways that benefited large corporations. In her words, that makes him the biggest sellout.
He's a proper villain. He's a proper villain, but he's a villain. And when you just look at how they talk about in those files, like how he was used to keep the Blacks in line, how he was used, like it's clearly, eloquently explained how he was chosen and selected and put in power to mislead the Black community into doing whatever the white corporations wanted them to. Like, it pretty much details that he is the biggest sellout to Blacks in America, like one of the biggest sellouts of all times, and people are still trying to.
Nicki Minaj also jumped into the conversation, posting strong opinions and controversial claims about powerful figures in the industry. Her posts added even more fuel to an already raging fire. Meanwhile, some fans are asking why certain media outlets pulled down stories. Others are wondering who's next. And yes, people are already predicting that 50 Cent will have something to say, especially after producing a documentary about Diddy. Through all of this, Beyonce has stayed silent. That silence might be strategic, or it might be temporary. But in today's world, silence gets interpreted in 100 different ways. For example, when Gene Deal started talking about Jay-Z, he didn't ease into it. He went straight to the point. He brought up how Jay-Z was with Beyonce when she was around 17 or 18 years old at the time. Jay-Z, on the other hand, was in his early 30s. Gene pointed out the math. If Jay-Z was born around 1969 and Beyonce was born in 1981, that's about a 12-year age gap. He said back in 1998 or 1999, he saw them together at Club Eugene. He even questioned why someone her age was in a nightclub in the first place.
And Jay was dating her. And at that time, if you look at Jay's age, he was about 30 years old. So, isn't she still somewhat a child? To me, she is. But I guess they protect child. That's how you protect a child. Dating her at the age of 30-some years old and she's 17, 18 years old. If that's her true age. We really don't know her true age because Gabrielle Union said she went to junior high school with her, and Gabrielle Union is considered 6-7 years older than Beyonce age that she getting. So we really don't know.
Jay-Z is one of the most powerful names in music. He built an empire from nothing. But over the years, especially since the Epstein connections, there have been stories and rumors that made people question parts of his past. Back in 1999, Jay-Z was involved in a serious incident at a record release party. Reports say he stabbed music producer Lance Rivera. At the time, many believe the fight happened because Rivera allegedly leaked Jay-Z's album, Volume 3, The Life and Times of S. Carter. But not everyone agrees with that version of the story. Rapper Cam'ron later claimed the real reason may have been about rapper Charlie Baltimore. According to him, Jay-Z had feelings for her, and that tension may have caused the fight. Cam'ron said people could talk about leaked music all they want, but in his opinion, it was really about Charlie.
Okay. Ken, the I Declare War concert was last October. November, December, January went by. Did something else happen from that time to now that brought it to the forefront? And also, too, the second part of my question is, on the song that you did, you insinuated that something had went down with you and Beyonce. Can you elaborate more on that? Some intimacy went down with you and Beyonce?
First of all, let me go to the part 2 of the question because you made me forget the first part of the question. Nah, I wasn't saying nothing about that I did anything with Beyonce or anything. What I had said on the song was that on my second album, we was in the studio and I had her singing about slinging. So if you listen to my second album, I was saying he made a song called You and Your Girlfriend with her, and I made a song about selling with her. So that's what I was saying. Then I did say something about putting on that. But I said sorry on the very next line because the reason I said that is because I knew he'd catch feelings over the girl because I remember he loved Charlie Baltimore. Like that was the whole situation with Un. Other people with him and Un, they say it was a bootleg CD and this, that, and the third. It was over that girl, man. He loved her. Miss Info, no, she right there. She tell you, she was in the building with me all the time. They going crazy, right? For real, I'm laughing, but she was there. She know. It ain't no joke. She know what it is. Like, I hate to put you on the spot, but I know you was in the building with me, you know. So, no, he loved that girl. I mean, that's all that him and Undeep was about.
No matter the reason, it was a dark moment in Jay-Z's early career. Then there are long-running rumors about secret children from mysterious women. A young man named Rymir Satterthwaite has claimed for years that Jay-Z is his father. His mother reportedly dated Jay-Z in the 1990s. Court documents show that lawsuits were filed asking for a paternity test, with claims that Jay-Z avoided taking one. Jay-Z has never admitted to being his father.
Be doing so much and running, and it just really dawned on me. It's the man that my mom was underage when she consumed me. Anyone who'd have been older.
No. If you talk to him personally, that's his son.
You think that's his son?
Yeah. You know what I think his son? First of all, Jay-Z offered him money. At first he offered him bread, like, and everything, but his aunt, this is like his caretaker didn't like approve of it. She said, no, you know, Jay-Z got a lien on her house, all type of that was going on. Yeah, the lady put up paperwork and everything with his name on it and all that. I mean, but young boy's so thorough though. He just want a dad. He not trying to get no money. He not trying to do none of that. I mean, that's why. So I told him when he called me 2 years ago, I said, listen, I don't want to be the one to tell your story because they're gonna think I'm trying to catch rep off of it. So let me let you tell your story somewhere else first. I mean, then I could talk about it. But he called me like 2 years ago, telling me like, I mean, I said, oh, young boy. He's like, I just want a dad. I don't want no money. I'm already 18. I think he was like 20 something at the time. I mean, but something happened to him, and I was like, yo, that sounds kind of weird. He said he was coming out from work, going to work, and it was his car. Like when he opened the door, he said, he said he went to go like call his man like, yo, did you leave my car? His man's like, no. He said, why you on the phone talking to his man? The cops pull up and lock him up. He said he's telling the cops, no, that's not my gun. Like, so he went in the building he was in, and they seen somebody pulled up and put the gun in his car.
Oh, and
pulled off. I said, bro, I don't know nobody in the hood that got to just waste like that to do that. I don't know what. He's like, yeah, you know, so like Jay-Z had a gag order against him, like trying to get a gag order and try to. And my thing is, if it's not my son, I'll just take a test, get over with.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that you did dodge it and whatever, to me, I don't know. I think his mom was underage or something when he was born, so I think that's probably.
Oh.
Yeah, I think that's probably part of it.
Yeah.
But like I said again, it's not the same as now.
But is the mom still alive?
No, she died.
Huh.
She was 15 when she had him.
Oh. How old was Jay?
Like 20 something, I guess.
Oh.
Like 20, probably early 20, like 24.
We don't know if it's true.
Jay-Z also had a messy tour with R. Kelly, a convicted sex offender, in the early 2000s. Their album, The Best of Both Worlds, came out during a time when R. Kelly was already facing serious accusations. Reports say Jay-Z quickly tried to distance himself from the project, but they still went on tour together later, and Jay-Z's then best friend, Dame Dash, has regularly questioned why Jay-Z continued to work with R. Kelly, knowing what sort of man he was.
And I don't like dudes that much. So I was like, why would I? I have no reason. Like, what I'm gonna do? Go to the studio and hang out with it? Like, I don't do that.
Right. Did Jay know about what he did to Aaliyah?
Did he know that everybody knew R. Kelly married Aaliyah at 15? Everybody knew that. So was the conversation had, like, yo, how you gonna go and do something with this dude? Hell yeah, that conversation was had. You think I'm soft? Pause, like I'm punk? That didn't happen. I was like, yo, how you gonna do a project with a nigga my girl? We had the conversation. Why would you still with a nigga that with someone that raped your girl? Would you still do anything with that person? So why would anyone expect me to? Like, that's what I don't understand. I'd be like, yo, people be like, why? Well, just that alone. There's a lot of other shit. But that alone was like the nail in the coffin for me. I was out of there. I was gone. Trust me. After that, I don't want to be nowhere near. I knew that was gonna blow up. I didn't want no parts of that. Like, I was like, I don't want no parts. That's not good money. So I was done with him for that.
How did Jay respond when you confronted him about it?
You know how he is. He's like, yo, I ain't got nothing to do with that.
Damn.
What I would love is for someone to ask him, like, yo, why would you still do a project with that man knowing that he raped Aaliyah? That should be the question.
There have also been strange rumors about Jay-Z and Beyonce's father, Matthew Knowles. One report claimed that a woman caused a scene outside a hotel, accusing both men of not paying her. These claims were never proven, but the story added more fuel to the gossip around Jay-Z's life. Another big rumor involved Rihanna. Some reports claimed Beyonce once took a break from Jay-Z because she wasn't sure whether he and Rihanna had been involved romantically. Other sources suggested the rumor may have been started by publicists to promote Rihanna's early music career. Even the writer who shared the story admitted he wasn't sure what was true. The gossip never fully went away. Some insiders have even questioned whether Jay-Z and Beyonce's marriage is more business than romance. Sources claimed they are focused on protecting their brand as music's king and queen. It has been rumored that they are business partners first and husband and wife somewhere after that.
Jay got all the trophies, man. That's because he signed that contract.
What contract?
The one with Beyonce.
You set up, man.
No, if you don't sign, you don't give him a trophy, she ain't coming.
Jay-Z was so damn controlling, he didn't even want her father, talking about Matthew Knowles now, he didn't want her father managing her anymore, and he stepped in. And if y'all notice, when Jay-Z stepped in as Beyonce's manager, the music changed, everything changed, and the money started to get effed up.
Others say they started as a real couple, but learned to mix love and business carefully. And then there's Kanye West. For years, Kanye called Jay-Z his big brother. But in 2016, Kanye publicly complained on stage that Jay-Z never came to visit him or bring his kids around. Sources later claimed Jay-Z doesn't really enjoy being around Kanye and only worked closely with him when it made business sense.
Was Jay-Z really your friend? I know you was his friend, but was he really your friend?
It's almost like it be higher than jealousy for a long time. Nigga wants your spot. He could cheer you on and this and that, and the whole time, he could be learning from your mistakes. He could be building his shit.
Because you know what I'm noticing about all of the what encompasses around him is greed. Oskino, Dame, it's everybody's saying greed.
It's this spell, right?
Right.
That Jay got. That's why I kind of look at Kanye and Dame and all of them. They the old me.
Right.
They the YouTube me.
Yeah. Right.
You understand what I'm saying? That this Dame look like the old YouTube me to me, because he hurt, bro. He hurt, Kanye hurt, because they looking at him like there was so much trust there. And like I said, when they needed him most, Jay not there.
Whether that's true or not, their relationship has clearly had ups and downs. The real question people are debating is this: can Beyonce's brand survive this storm if she stands by Jay-Z? Or will she feel pressure to separate herself completely? It may be the latter, simply because she has too much to lose, especially considering her own alleged history of questionable behavior. When Beyonce released her album Renaissance, it was a huge deal. The project honored music from the 1970s and 1980s and included parts of older songs that inspired her. On one track called Energy, there was a part connected to Kellis's hit song, Milkshake. But things quickly got messy. When the album first dropped on streaming platforms, there was a strange glitch. For a short time, only Kellis's vocals played while the rest of the music was silent. Kellis was not happy. She went on Instagram and accused Beyonce of using the interpolation without properly respecting her. She made it clear she didn't see it as teamwork.
She's one issue because it was stupid and disrespectful and she should have at least reached out. The reality is, is that my real beef is not only with Beyonce, because at the end of the day, she sampled a record, she's copied me before, she's done it before, so have many other artists. It's fine, I don't care about that. The real issue is the fact that the people like Pharrell and like Chad, who Chad really is like an amoeba and just, he's spineless, it's a miracle he can keep his neck up. But Pharrell knows better. This is a direct hit at me. He does this stuff all the time. It's very petty.
She called it theft and said she felt disrespected. Later, Kellis was credited on Beyonce's website, but the controversy grew so much that the part connected to Milkshake was eventually removed. Beyonce's team never publicly explained what happened. Her personal life has also had public drama. One of the most talked about moments happened in 2014 after the Met Gala. Inside an elevator, cameras caught Beyonce's sister Solange, yelling at Jay-Z and even swinging at him while a security guard tried to hold her back. Beyonce mostly stood calm during the incident. After the footage leaked, the world went crazy trying to figure out what happened. Later, the family released a statement saying everyone had apologized and they had moved forward. They said it was a private matter and that they were still united as a family. But the moment became one of pop culture's biggest mysteries.
There was footage of him putting his hands on a woman and being with a female with his hands. I'm just trying to figure out, when you didn't know the security camera was there, you smacking up a, but when you know a security camera is there, you're acting all pious and just taking the blows. It sounds like you was trying to set Solange up to look crazy. That's what it sounds like to me.
When it comes to her private life, Beyonce keeps things locked down tight. She controls her story carefully, and she doesn't share more than she wants to. That includes her relationship with Jay-Z. The two have been one of the most famous couples in the world for years. They dated for a while, then quietly got married in 2008. Since then, they've built a family together and now have 3 kids, Blue Ivy and twins Sir and Rumi. To most fans, they're the ultimate power couple. But here's the strange part. No one really knows exactly when they first met or when they officially started dating. That question came back into the spotlight after an old video from 2006 started making the rounds online again. The clip was from Jay-Z's birthday party, and in it, Beyonce is seen talking lovingly about him.
This is nothing compared to what you've done. And not only me, but everybody here. You've taught me so many things. I was 20 years old when we first started dating. You taught me how to be a woman. You taught me how to live. You taught me how to be a friend. You've given me so much in life. And this is not enough. It's not enough I can give you. I just want you to be happy. And every year, I'm even more in love with you. And I want to spend every day of my life with you. Happy birthday. And I thank God for you every day.
When people heard that again years later, social media lit up. Some users focused on her words about him teaching her how to be a woman. Others pointed out the age gap between them. One person online even asked why her boyfriend was the one teaching her those things instead of her own mother. It also made people look closer at the timeline. MTV had previously reported that Beyonce once said she was 18 when they met and 19 when they began dating. At that time, Jay-Z was already 30. That age difference made some fans uncomfortable and brought up even more questions. Still, neither Beyonce nor Jay-Z has ever clearly laid out the full story of how their romance began. The thing with Beyonce is that while some people call her a diva, depending on who you ask, that can be a compliment or an insult. On one hand, it describes her powerful stage presence, her talent, and her attention to detail. She works hard and expects everything around her to match her level of excellence. On the other hand, sometimes the word diva gets used when her requests seem a little over the top. During her Renaissance tour, reports claimed she made a very unusual request. According to the Daily Mail, Beyonce asked for her own personal toilet seat to travel with her on tour so she wouldn't have to use public ones. Yes, a toilet seat. Photos reportedly showed a container labeled Beyonce toilet seats backstage. The seats were even moved around in a special covered golf cart to keep them protected. Sources said she paid thousands of dollars to have them shipped wherever she needed them. One insider explained that Beyonce is such a top-level performer that she can request almost anything, and her team works hard to make sure she's comfortable. And this isn't the first time she's made headlines for her tour demands. In the past, reports claimed she asked for alkaline water chilled to exactly 21 degrees, expensive designer straws, and even red toilet paper. To some people, that sounds outrageous. To others, it's just what happens when you're one of the biggest stars on the planet. However, now, especially in light of recent events, many are beginning to question if these two were actually always extremely entitled. Is it possible that these behaviors were a symptom of something much darker? Let us know in the comments below.